Hello everyone, this is Santosh and welcome to Tech Design. Hope everyone is doing great. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you the next part for suspension assembly. I have already done 6 to 7 components for our some suspension assembly. So this is going to be our next assembly. So this assembly is having a lot of components inside. So I'm going to make a modeling of all those components one by one. Okay, so let's get started. So now what I'm going to do is there is a component called shock spring adjustment. So that I'm going to create. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. So I'll just go to new file, and this is going to be a part file, and all the files I'm going to save it in one folder. Okay, so I'm going to I have created in desktop new folder here, so I'm going to save it out there, and this is going to be in inches. So as I said, all the suspension components are made it in inches, so just select the inches, and then now I'm going to give the name for this. This is going to be shock spring adjustment. Okay, and I'll just click OK. So once you click, you can see here, this is our 3D modeling workbench. And now what I'm going to do is I'll just go to sketcher environment on any one of the plane. Okay. So I'll just select this and I'll just click OK. And here I'm going to select a circle. Okay. And this is the circle, and the dimension for this circle is going to be just 0.525. Okay, you can just click S, and now we'll just fit this. Okay, so this is the circle we need. We are going to finish the sketch. Okay, so now I'll just fit this. So this is the circle we have created. Now I'm just going to extrude, and I'm going to extrude this by 0.075. Okay, and I'll just click OK. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sketcher environment on this particular surface. Okay, and then let me create a hexagon here. So we'll just go to menu, insert, and in the curves you can see here polygon, and you can see we need a 6 number of sides. So I'll just select this center point. So either you can select it here. Okay, the center of the circle, and now you can see this is going to be my hexagon. Okay, so now I'm going to give the dimension for this. So between this to this, the dimensions should be 0.625. Okay, so this is the sketch we need. So the sketch is fully constrained now, so I'll just finish the sketch. So once that is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude it. So let's go to extrude and make this extrude as 0.125 mm. Okay, so it is going to unite with this part, and I'll just click OK. And again I'm going to go to sketch, and on this plane. Okay, here I'm going to create a circle again. Okay, so this circle should be 0.5 diameter. Okay, so let me finish the sketch. So once this is done, I'm going to remove the material from this. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just go to extrude. So this all the steps can be done in a single sketch itself. So if you are interested, you can just do that in a single sketch. Okay, so now this is our model, and we have some edge blends need to be given for this. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to edge blend here. Okay, so the edge blend should be 0.05, and the edges should be this. So once I select it, you can see the auto prediction has came. So I'm going to select a predictions, and I'll just click OK. Okay, and then there is one more edge blend. So let me go to edge blend here, and now this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this edge, And once I select, you can see the prediction is coming over here. I'm going to select it. So because I need both ends, so this radius should be 0.015. Okay, so once this is done, there are two more edge blends. So I'll just go to edge blend here, and this edge blend is 0.05. Okay, sorry, 0.005. So I'm going to select this inside edge and bottom side as well. Okay, I'll just click OK. So once this is done, there is a one more last edge blend that is left, that is also 0.005. So what I'll do is I'll just select this and I'll just make this edge blend. Okay, so now we'll just hit Ctrl W and hide everything, only show solid bodies. So this is about our shop spring adjustment. So you can just save this. So I'll just hit Ctrl S. So now you can see our part file is saved. So we'll just close this part. Okay, so the next part I'm going to create is, so that is ball end. So I'll just go to new file and I'm going to create the name as ball end. Okay, and I'll just click OK. And now again we are into a part modeling workbench. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'll just go to sketch environment on this plane and here again I'll just create a circle. Okay, this should be 0.4. Okay, so now you can just finish the sketch. And now we need to extrude this. So I'm going to extrude this by 0.115 divided by 2. So it should be symmetric. So what I'm going to do is 0.115. Okay, okay, so once this is done, what I'm going to do is I'll just go to sketch environment on the same plane. Okay, so this plane, I'll just click OK. So let me project this. So I'm going to do project. So I'll just project this curve. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a line from here. Okay, and let me trim this extra line. Okay, and then I have a line here as well. So just go to line here and I'll just draw here like this. And I need an arc here. So arc should start from here and this is going to be center point arc. Okay, on this one. Okay, so now this should be tangent to this. So I'll just make these two tangent. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and this as a tangent again. Okay, so now I can see it is completely closed. So we need some dimensions to provide. So what I'm going to do is this dimension is going to be 0.1125. Okay, and then we have this dimension. So this dimension is going to be 0.225. Okay, so now you can see our sketch is fully defined. So the sketch is fully defined. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just finish the sketch. So once we finish, so we need to revolve this. So let us revolve it by 360 degree. So I'll just go to revolve and we have to select this curve. So in single curve, stop at intersection, and this is the curve. Okay, and my vector will be this. So we'll just give it as a none. Okay, and we'll just click OK. Okay, so this is the sketch we have to create here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to project this curve. So we need this curve. So I'm going to project this curve and I'll just click OK. And there is a line here. So this line I'm going to draw, and there is a line here as well. So this should not be tangent. So let me create a point on this. Similarly, there's a point here. Okay, and this dimension is 0.1375. Okay, and then there is a distance from here to here. So this distance is going to be 0.397. Okay, and then these two lines should be symmetric to this. So let me make a symmetric. So this should be symmetric to this. Okay, and just click OK. And then we have a distance from this to this. So I'm going to give this distance. So this distance is going to be 0.3154. Okay, so now our sketch is fully constrained, so we'll just finish the sketch. And I need to extrude this, so let me go to extrude, and then I'm going to select a. So now you can see I'm not able to pick this line since it is hidden. So what we'll do is we'll just go to static wireframe, and we are going to select this sketch. Okay, so this is the profile we need to select. So now again I will just switch to shaded with edges, and it should be none, and it should be symmetric with 0.115 inches. So you can just click OK. So once this is done, they are not united to each other. So let me go to unite, select this, and click OK. So once this is done, what I'm going to do is there is an edge blend we need to provide. So that edge blend I'm going to give. So go to edge blend here. So this edge, and now you can see predicted all four is required. So I'll just select all four, and then the diameter should be 0.05. Okay, so once this is done, what we have to do is we have to divide the face. So let me go to divide the face here. There is an option called divide face. Okay, so we'll search here. So you can see here, this is the divide face. So I'm going to go into this. Okay, I'm going to divide this face. So I'll just select single face and select this face. And now with which profile I wanted to divide. So I'm going to select this plane. Okay, so now it is divided. So this bottom face is different and the top face is different. So once I divide the faces, so now I need to give the draft. So what I'll do is I'll just go to draft here, and along this direction, and now I'll just go to select a parting face, and I'll just select this plane. Okay, and the faces to draft should be this, and the angle should be 5 degree, and you can just click OK. So similarly I want to do it in the bottom side as well. So if you want, you can do it in the single draft itself. So now it is should be in the bottom direction, and my parting face should be this plane, and faces to draft should be this. Okay, this is also 5 degree. So now if we see in the from the side view, you should be looking like this. Okay, so once this is done, I have to give a hole here. So I'm going to create a hole. So just go to hole, and now we are going to select a center of this circle. Okay, so I'm going to select this. Okay, center of this circle. So I'm going to go to threaded hole here. Okay, and I'm going to select okay, so number 4, and then we are going to give a radial engage as a custom, and this should be leave it as it is. And here, so rest of the thing so rest of the things you can keep it as it is. And here what I'm going to is hole depth, I'm going to give it as a 0.225 inches, and then we'll just give subtract and just click OK. Okay, so this is the hole that we have created. And now what I'm going to do is we have some edge blends and chamfers, so that we are going to create. So first edge blend is going to be, I'll just go to edge blend, and I'll just select this face and the bottom face, and also this. Okay, so this should be 0.005. So you can just click apply, and the next is going to be again 0.005 with this face. Okay, so this face 0.005, you can just click apply, and then there is an edge blend with we need to provide for this and this. Okay, both side it should be 0.005. Okay, so once this is done, what we are going to do is we are going to go to sketcher environment. Again we need one more sketch. Okay, so for that again I'll just go to this plane. Okay, I'll just cancel this and go to sketch on this plane. Okay, click OK. So now let me create a sketch here. So I'll just draw a circle. Okay, this is going to be my circle, and this diameter should be 0.24. Okay, and then I'm just going to create a one line which passes through this. Okay, so this line I want to make it touch on the other side as well. So what I'll do is I'll just go to extend and extend this till here, and I'm going to trim this extra line. So this is the profile we need. So I'll just click finish, and we have to revolve this. So for that what I'm going to do is I'll just go to revolve, and before going to revolve I'll just make it as a static wireframe. So here we have to select a half circle. So okay, so make sure you are just selecting a half circle. So stop at intersection and select this. So once this is done, this is going to be my this is going to be my rotating vector, and this should be a center. So it should be 360-degree, and boolean operation should be subtracted from this body. Okay, once click OK and change the shaded to this, so you will have this cut. Okay, so once this is done, I need to save this. I need to create one chamfer here. So what I'll do is I'll just go to chamfer and select this edge and the bottom edge, and this should be 0.005. Okay, and you can just click OK. So this is going to be my ball end, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'll just hit Ctrl W and hide everything, show only solid bodies, and I'll just click Ctrl S to save our file. So now you can see our part file is saved, and this is going to be my second part. Okay, so now I'll just create a new file here. So I'll just go to new file, and this time we are going to create a hinge pin. Okay, front upper hinge pin. So this side front upper hinge pin. So this is very simple model. So what we can do is we'll just go to sketch environment on any one of the plane. Okay, and we have one sketch here. So there are two circles. This is one circle and this is the second circle, and this dimension is going to be 0.25. You can click yes and fit it. Okay, and then there is one more circle with 0.125. So this is going to be 0.125. Okay, and then we need one line here. So I'm going to draw a line from this to. Okay, so let me draw it here. So this I have drawn. I am just going to extend this. So make extend on both sides. Okay, so now you can see our sketch is fully constrained. So what I'm going to do is this is the simple sketch we need for this pin to create. So I'll just finish the sketch and let me fit this. Okay, so here what we are going to do is we are going to revolve this by 360-degree. Okay, so here the selection of sketch is going to matter a lot. So first what we have to do is we are going to revolve, go to revolve and select the sketch. So I'm going to select this half of the sketch. Okay, so now it is done. So I'm going, my center will be this and the point will be this. Okay, so now it is revolved, and now we have to do an extrude. So what I'm going to do is whatever the circle that we have created, so I'll just extrude it. Go to extrude and make it as a static wireframe and select this and this. Okay, you can make it on both sides, and it should be removed from the material. Okay, so subtract it. So once this is done, so this is our next part, that is front upper hinge. So what I'll do is I'll just hit Ctrl W and hide everything, show only solid bodies, and I'm going to save it as Ctrl S. Okay, so this is our third part. And then we have a spring cup. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to new file. Okay, so I'll just give the name as spring cup. So now again I need to go to sketcher environment on any one of the plane. So I'll just select this plane and I'll just click OK. And here I have to create a sketch. So for that I'll just go to profile. Okay, and from here I'll just draw a rough dimensions. So later I'm going to give some dimensions for this. So this is going to be my profile. Okay, so this is the profile we have. So now the distance between this point to this point is 0.065. Okay, and then we have a distance from this to this, that is 0.225. Okay, click yes. And then we have a distance from this to this edge. So this distance is going to be 0.338. Okay, so and then these all three should be equal in size. So I'm going to select these two and sorry, I'm going to select these two and make them as an equal, and these two and make them as an equal. Okay, and whatever this dimension is going to be 0.05. Okay, so this is going to be 0.1 mm, 1 inches, sorry, and whatever this dimension from here to here, it is going to be 0.118, and this dimension is also 0.05. Okay, now this dimension, this shadow dimension is of same, we can just give it as same. And now you can see here, so from here to here it should be point. Okay, so this is coming as an angle, so it should not be angle, so it means this should be made as horizontal. Okay, and then there is a distance here between these two, it should be 0.065. Okay, so now you can see our sketch is fully constrained, so you can just make a note of all the dimensions. So now we are going to finish the sketch. So once I finish the sketch, I'll just fit this, and we need to revolve this. So let us go to revolve, and we are going to select this sketch. My vector will be along this direction and the point will be at this point, and this is going to be my revolve. Okay, and then we have edge blend. We need to provide an edge blend, so we'll just go to edge blend here, and the radius should be 0.015 inches, and from here this and as well as this, only three edges. So we'll just leave. Okay, so once this is done, we have to go to sketcher environment again. So what I'll do is I'll just go to sketch on the same plane, on this top plane, and I'll just click OK. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract this curve. So I'll just go to project curve and select this project curve. I have extracted this. So now I'm going to draw two lines here. So I'm going to start a line, this line, and I'm going to mirror this line. So let me go to mirror, select this. My center line will be this. Okay, and then we have an angle between these two. So let us create an angle. So this angle is going to be 10 degree. Okay, and these two should be closed. So let me close this. So I'll just select here. Okay, so this dimension is going to be 0.063. Okay, so now I can see our sketch is fully constrained. So we'll just finish the sketch, and I'm going to extrude this on both the sides in order to remove the material. So now what I'll do is I'll just go to extrude, and I'm going to select these faces. Okay, okay, so now I'll just give symmetric and remove from the both the sides. Okay, so I can just click OK. So this is our part, and we need to provide some edge blends here. So let us make this edge blends here on this side. So go to edge blend, and the radius should be 0.005, and I'm going to select this edge and this edge, this edge, this one and this one. Okay, and I can just click OK. And then again there is a one more edge blend that is left. So I'll just go to edge blend here and just select this edge as well as this edge. Okay, so now we should select this. So once this is done, we are going to save this part. Okay, so once this is done, we are going to save this part. We'll just hit Ctrl W and hide everything and show only solid bodies. And this spring cut, I'm going to save it as spring cut itself. Okay, I have saved this. So the next part is going to be eClip. So I'll just open a new file here. Okay, so this is going to be eClip. So eClip, and I'll just enter. And now what we are going to do is I'll just go to sketcher environment. So let me go to sketcher environment. So in this sketch I'm going to create as two circles. So my first circle will be this and second circle will be this. Okay, so this dimension is going to be 0.25. Okay, so this is 0.25. Okay, and then I'll just fit this. So this dimension is going to be 0.01, sorry, zero point 0.1. Okay, and we'll just finish the sketch. And then what we are going to do is I'll just make an extrude for this. So this extrude is going to be 0.015. Okay, so go to extrude and select this. Should be symmetric value 0.015. Okay, so now again I will just go to sketcher environment. So go to sketch on this top plane. So click OK, and here I'm going to draw one profile. So I'll just go to line here and I'll just draw a line. Okay, and then there will be, and this I'm going to make it as a symmetric. So sorry, mirror part. So I'll just select this mirror and I'll just go to create this. Okay, these should be symmetric to each other, so I'll just make them symmetric to this. Okay, so once this is done, I'll just draw the line between these two lines and a line between these two. Okay, so now it is completely closed, and the length of this should be zero point 0.1. Okay, so I'll click S, and this should be tangent to this, so I'll just make a tangency here between these two. This edge and this edge should be tangent. Okay, and then whatever this dimension, it should be 0.05. So you can just click OK. So now you can see here our sketch is fully constrained. So what I'm going to do is I'll just finish the sketch, and now we are going to extrude this and remove the material. So I'll just extrude this, and this time it should be subtract, and you can just select a symmetric value. Maybe 1 mm is fine enough. Okay, so now again what I'm going to do is I'll just go to same sketch environment. Okay, on this plane, and here I'm going to create a sketch. Before that, what I'm going to do is I'll just go to project some curves. So I'll just go to project curve, and I need this curve. I'm going to project it, this curve. Okay, so now we need to draw a line here. So this line is going to be, so I'll just make a circle here. So I'll just go to circle and select this point, and this is going to be my circle, and whatever between this to this, the distance should be 0.03. Okay, so this you can make it, and then we have a line here. So this line I'm going to draw here. Okay, so this line, and there is a one more top line. So this is one more line here. Okay, so this should be, I'm going to mirror these two. So go to mirror and select these two, and my center line is going to be this. Okay, and I'm going to trim this extra line. So I'll just hit a T for trimming. So these extra line I'm going to trim it. So again, the top side also we have extra line. Okay, and they should be symmetric to each other. So let me make it a symmetric. So along this direction, and in the same way I'm going to do this for this. Okay, so now they are symmetric as well. So now there is a distance between this to this. So this distance is going to be 0.0396. Okay, once this is done, this line and this line is going to be perpendicular to each other. Okay, so make it perpendicular, that is enough. And then we have an this line. So this line and particular this line is having an angle of 50°. Okay, and then there is a distance from this point to this point, that is 0.083. Okay, so the top, whatever the circle we have created, it is completely constrained. Only thing is the bottom line we have to make constraint. So now I have provided an angle here with a 46°. Okay, so now this is completely constrained, and I'm going to trim this extra line. So press T, and I'm going to trim this line. Okay, this also not required. I'll just trim this. So now this is the profile we need. So I'm going to finish the sketch, and I need to remove the material here from this one. So what I'm going to do is I'll just select a static wireframe, and I'll just go to extrude, and here I'm going to select this edges. Okay, and similarly on the other side. You can also make one side and make a symmetric, that is also fine. Okay, so this is the one, so I'll just give symmetric value and it should be subtracted. Click OK. So now we can see this is our model, and now here there are two edge blends we need to provide. So first edge blend, I'm going to provide it with a radius of 0.015. Okay, and then I'll just select this edge and this edge. Okay, this edge, this edge. Okay, and then this, 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 and this. Okay, and now we have one more edge blend. So let me go to edge blend here, and this radius should be 0.005. Okay, and this time I'm going to select these two edges and similarly these two edges. Okay, once this is done you can just click OK, and that's all for eClip. So what I'm going to do is I'll just hit Ctrl W and hide everything, show only solid bodies, and I'll just click Ctrl S to save the model. Okay, so now I'm going to do the third part. So I'll just go to new file, and this time this part name should be piston. Okay, so I'm going to select a model here. So this is going to be piston. So I'll just hit Pinterest piston and enter. And now in this piston, I'm going to create a simple circle. So let me go to circle, sorry, sketch, and then I'll just enter into a sketch. Okay, so here I'll just draw two circles. So one is here and the another one is here. Okay, so the first diameter should be 0.43. Okay, click S and fit this, and this one should be 0.125. Okay, I'll finish the sketch and I'm going to extrude this. So go to extrude here and select this particular, and it should be symmetric value of sorry, it's not be symmetric, so value should be from 0 to 3 divided by 32. Okay, and just click OK here. So once this is done, I'm going to give some chamfer and edge blends. So go to edge blend here, and I'm going to select this edge and this edge. So the radius should be 0.025, and you can just click OK. So once this is done, I need to give a chamfer here. So go to chamfer and select this and this. So the chamfer value should be 0.005, and you can just click OK. So once this is done, I am going to create a one more sketch here. So go to sketch environment on this particular plane surface. Okay, and then we have one circle here. So this circle should lie on this horizontal line. So and then the dimension should be 0.043. Okay, and there is a distance from this center of the circle to this line. So this dimension is going to be 0.15. Okay, and then we need a pattern of this particular circle. So let me go to pattern, and it should be circular pattern. So I'll just create a circular pattern, select this curve, my point will be this, and we need just three quantities. So three quantities with a 360-degree. Okay, can just click OK and finish this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to extrude this. Okay, extrude this and remove the material. So I'll just go to extrude on the opposite direction. If you want, you can just give 0.2 inches. Okay, now I can just click OK. So now hit Ctrl W and hide everything and show only solid bodies and save this piston. Okay, So now the next part will be shaft. So I'm going to close all these files. You can see all the files are opened here. So how we'll just close, we'll just close all the parts here. Okay, since all the parts are saved, we don't need to keep it as it is open. So the next part I'm going to create by going to new file. Okay, so this is going to be shaft. Okay, so now again in this I'll just go to sketcher environment. So let me go to sketch on this plane. Okay, so then there is a circle here with diameter of 0.125. Okay, so I'll finish the sketch and I'm going to extrude this by 1.25. Okay, so extrude this with a symmetric, and this is the one I wanted to extrude. This should be 1.25. Okay, so now I can just click OK. Once this is done, I'm going to create a sketch on this plane. So go to sketch on this plane, and there is a circle. So I'll just draw a circle with a diameter of 0.112. Okay, so finish the sketch, and I'm going to extrude this by 0.225. So I'll just go to extrude, and this time it is 0.225. Okay, it should be united with the body, so just unite it and click OK. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just go to sketch again on this plane now, right plane, and I'll just click OK. And here I'm going to have a intersection curve. So let me go to intersection curve and select this, and I have this curve now. Okay, so this is the curve I have. So here I'm going to draw two rectangles. So this is one rectangle and this is going to be my second rectangle. Okay, so now whatever the distance from this point to this point is going to be, let me select this point to this point, is going to be 0.032 inches. Okay, and then this distance is going to be 0.015, and this distance and this distance should be equal. Okay, and this distance is going to be equal. Okay, and then I'm going to provide a distance here. So let me go to this sketch and check. So this is also going to be 0.015. Okay, so now the distance from this to this line is going to be 3/32. Okay, so now you can see all the sketches are now constrained. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the sketch, and this sketch whatever we have, I am going to revolve this and remove the material. So I'll just go to revolve, and let me go to static wireframe here, and I'm going to select this sketch and this sketch, and my rotation vector is going to be this. Okay, and the point will be the center point. So now we have given the revolve, it should be subtracted from this body. You can just click OK and change this to shaded with edges. Okay, so once this is done, we are left with one chamfer. So let me go to chamfer here and select this chamfer with 0.015 is the distance. Okay, and this chamfer should be on the both sides, so I'll just select both sides. Okay, I'll just click OK. So this is going to be our shaft. What I'm going to do is I'll just hit Ctrl W and I'll just show the bodies and I'm going to save this. Okay. So now we have O-ring. So we'll just create a O-ring here. So the name should be O-ring. Okay. So now I'll just go to sketch environment on this particular plane. Okay. So then I'm going to draw a circle here. So this is the circle. So the diameter of this circle is going to be 0.063 and we'll just fit this. So and then the distance between this center point to this is going to be 0.094. Okay, and then we'll just finish the sketch, and this I'm going to rotate it by 360 degree. Okay, so go to revolve and select particular sketch, and my rotation will be this. You can just click OK, and this is going to be our O-ring. So hit Ctrl W, switch off everything, show only solid bodies. I'll just hide this and save this. Okay, so now I'm going to new file again. So this is going to be our next part. So I'll just select shock cartridge. Okay, so this file also I'm going to save it in the same folder. So desktop and new folder. Okay, so now I'll just click OK, and for this also I'm just going into a sketcher environment. So I'll just go to sketch and I'll just select the right plane. Okay, and here I'm going to draw a circle. So this is going to be 0.5. So I'll just fit it and let me finish the sketch. So now once it is finished, I'll just go to extrude. Okay, so before that let me fit this, and I'm going to extrude this by 0.125. So I'll just go to extrude and select this. So the extrude length will be 0.125. Okay, we'll finish the sketch. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just create a one more sketch on this particular plane. So let me go to sketch. Okay, on this plane I'll just click OK. So here I'm going to create one of the polygons. So I'll just go to insert curve, and here I'm going to select this polygon with 6 edges. Okay, and it should start from this center point and it should go along this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is this point, one of the points should lie on this particular circle. So what I'm going to do is I'll just select this point and this edge and make them coincide. Okay, so now you can see our sketch is fully constrained. So here what I'm going to do is I'll just make complete this profile. So I'll just draw one line here. Okay, this is my line. So now this line should be tangent to this, so I'm going to make them tangent. Okay, so once you do tangent, you can see our sketch is fully defined. So this is the sketch we need. So what I'm going to do is I'll just finish the sketch, and we need to extend this. So what I'm going to do is we have to extrude this and then subtract some model. So let me go to extrude, and this time I'm going to select this particular rectangle. So I'm going to select this rectangle now. Okay, so distance should be 0.125 minus 0.015. Okay, and then let me select this sketch as well, and it should be in the opposite direction. Okay, so and the material should be removed. You can just select a subtract here and you can just click OK. So now what I'm going to do is, so let me keep this as a none. Okay, and then whatever this particular profile is there, I'm going to make a pattern. So I'll just go to pattern here and select this sketch, and my vector will be along this direction, and the count should be 6. Okay, and click OK. So once this is done, I'm going to go to subtract. So this is my target, and the body should be this and as well as this. Okay, so once you do that, you can see this is the profile we will get. So I'm going to hide these sketches in case if we need in the future, we'll just open it. So now we need to provide edge blends. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to edge blend here, and the edge blend radius should be 0.005, and I'm going to select this edge. Okay, and click apply. And then there is the second edge blend. This is also 0.005, so I'm going to select this and this. Okay, and click apply. And then we have to provide a edge blend for this top and this bottom, both side. Okay, so this is also going to be 0.005. You can just click OK. So once this is done, I'm going to create a circle with a diameter of 0.43. So I'll just go to sketch on this particular plane, and I'll just click OK. And here I'm going to go to circle, and it should be at the center of this particular circle. And here I'm going to make this as a 0.43. Okay, you can finish the sketch. So now I need to extrude this and add this to materials. So I'll just go to extrude, and this time it should be in the opposite direction. Okay, so now let me keep it as innate, and the length should be 0.25. Okay, you can just click OK. So now I'm going to go to sketch again, and on this plane, and here I'm going to select a circle again with a 0.25 diameter. Okay, okay, so we'll just finish this, and this time I'm going to extrude this with 0.29 is the distance. Okay, and it should be in the opposite direction, and it should be subtracted from the body. Okay, and then again I'm going to create a one more sketch on this plane now. So inside whatever the space we have on this plane, I'm going to create the circle. I'm going to create with a diameter of 0.135. Okay, finish this, and this time I'm going to extrude this with full length. Okay, you can see the tool body is outside, so we'll just reverse this. Okay, and you can just click OK. And then finally we have one more sketch that I'm going to create it. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'll just go to sketcher environment on this front plane. Okay, so here we need a cutout. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'll just go to, I'm going to extrude few of the lines here that we need. Okay, so I'll just go to intersection curve. So this curve I need, I'll just click apply. Okay, you can see this is coming here, so I just need on this top side. Okay, so these are the two lines that I need for as a intersection, and also this. Okay, I'll just click apply, and now you can see this is the profile we have just taken it from intersection. Okay, so now I'm going to draw lines here. So let me make these lines as construction lines. Okay, so these are going to be our construction lines. And now I have a line here from this to this. Okay, and here as well. So I'm going to create this profile. So later we will just provide a dimension for this. So once you create, take a intersection curve, that will avoid a lot of dimensions to provide any profile. So because these are already defined, and now this dimension is going to be 0.05. Okay, and then this dimension is going to be 0.025. Okay, and then whatever this dimension is 0.025. Okay, and then there is a distance here from this edge to this edge, no sorry, this edge to this center line. Okay, so this distance is going to be 0.1875. Okay, so now you can see our sketch is fully constrained and with one movable. So this is, you can see this and this point, we can make it as coincide. Okay, so now our sketch is fully constrained. So this is what we need. We'll just finish the sketch. So this I'm going to remove the material by revolving. So let me go to revolve. Okay, and it's the profile is already selected. We need to provide a vector. So this is the vector. Okay, you can see it is already coming, and we'll just subtract this. Okay, click OK. So now this is the profile we got, and finally I need to provide one edge blend here. So I'll just go to edge blend and select this and this. Okay, this is going to be 0.005. I'll just click OK, and this is the part for shock cartridge. So I'll just Control W and hide everything and show only solid bodies, and I'm going to save this. Okay, so this is done, and the next part is going to be cover for this. So I'll just create a new file. Okay, so here I'm going to give it as shock cartridge cover. Okay, so this is going to be a simple part with one sketch. So I'll just go to sketcher environment and I'll just create this on a right plane. Okay, so here I'm going to draw a profile. So this is going to be my profile. Okay, so I'm just drawing it roughly, and later what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it as a constraint. Okay, so this is should be horizontal, so I'll just make it as horizontal. And now let us give the dimensions. Okay, so from here to here the distance is going to be 0.205. Okay, so I'll just click S, it will fit the entire sketch. Okay, so now this distance is going to be 0.07. Okay, and the whatever this distance is going to be 0.025. Okay, and whatever this to this distance is going to be 0.025. Okay, and then from this point to this the distance is going to be 0.178. Okay, and then whatever this point to this, it should be 0.1888. Okay, so and then this dimension is going to be 0.02. Okay, and then the distance from this to this edge is going to be 0.065. Okay, so now our sketch is fully defined. So this is what we need. So now I'll just finish the sketch, and I'm going to fit this, and this I'm going to make a revolve. Okay, so go to revolve and select this particular sketch, and my vector and the point will be going to be this z-axis. Okay, we'll just click OK, and we have two edge blends here, so we'll just go to edge blend, and I'm going to select this bottom edge. It is going to be 0.015, and click apply. And then there is one more edge blend, so for this and the one which is inside. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so it should be 0.05, sorry, 0.005, and just click OK. So now you can see this is the cover for shock cartridge. So I'll just hit Ctrl W, and we'll just show the solid bodies, and I'll just save this. Okay, so now there is a spacer that we need to create, so I'll just go to create a new file. So this is going to be a spacer. Okay, so this is also going to be a very simple drawing. Okay, so I'll just go to sketch on this plane. Okay, and here I'm going to draw two circles. Okay, so one dimension should be 0.135. Okay, and fit this, and the another one is going to be 0.25. Okay, so these are the two circles I need. I'll just finish the sketch, and we are going to extrude this by 0.165. Okay, we'll just close this, and we need to provide edge blends, so I'll just select the edge blend. This is the edge blend, and I'll just select these two and this one, so it should be 0.005. You can just click OK. So this is the cover for shock cartridge. So I'm going to hit Ctrl W, hide everything, show only solid bodies, and I'm going to save this. Okay, and the next part is going to be shock body. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to select a new file, and this is going to be shock body. So now let me go to sketcher environment on this particular plane, and here I'm going to go to circle, and this circle diameter should be 0.5. Okay, so we'll just finish this sketch, and I'm going to extrude this. So go to extrude, and this time it is should be 1 inches. Click OK, and I'm going to create a shell for this. Okay, we need to make it shell, so go to shell command and select this side. Okay, so the shell distance should be 0.035. Okay, so now you can see this side it should not be remove the material, so please keep it in mind. Okay, and then we have to provide an edge blend. Okay, I'll just provide an edge blend here, so this is going to be 0.05. So once this is done, I'm going to create a sketch on this plane. Okay, so let us go to sketch on this plane, and now I'm going to create a circle. So this is the circle, and the diameter should be 0.375. Okay, click yes and finish the sketch. So this I'm going to extrude by 0.4. So let me go to extrude, and this is going to be 0.4 inches, and it should be united with the body. Okay, so now I'll just go to sketcher environment again. So let me go to sketch on this top plane. Okay, and here we are going to create a sketch. Okay, so for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to project one curve. So this is the curve that I'm going to project, and here I'm going to draw a rectangle. Okay, so I don't want to pick the center of this circle, so I'll just switch off this. Okay, and I just need a point on curve, so I'll just keep it as on, and now you can see the point on curve is active. Okay, so this point should also lie in this, so let me make this coincide. Okay, and this distance is going to be 0.15. Okay, so now you can see our sketch is fully defined with a one dimension. So now let me finish the sketch. So once I finish the sketch, I need to extrude this and remove the material. So how we are going to do? So we'll just go to extrude here, and now we need to select this particular half circle whatever we have. So this I'm going to remove, and as well as this I'm going to remove, so it should be in the opposite direction, and this is going to be subtracted. So I'll just give subtract and I'll just click OK. So this is the profile we need. Okay, so and then finally we need one more sketch, so that I'm going to do it. So let me go to sketch on this plane now. Okay, I'll just click OK, and there is a circle, so I'm going to draw this circle. Okay, and this diameter is going to be 0.24. Okay, and this should be here, and whatever the center of this and this edge, so this should be, this distance is going to be 0, so I'll just give this as a 0. Okay, so now it is exactly at the center, and the distance from this point to this edge is going to be 0.18775. okay, so that's all. I will just finish the sketch, and I'm going to extrude this and remove the material. So I'll just go to extrude, and it should be in the opposite direction, subtract, click OK. Okay, so then we need to give the chamfer. So I'll just go to chamfer, sorry, and 0.015 is the chamfer distance, so you can just click OK. So now we need to provide an edge blend here, 0.05. So I'll just select this, and this is going to be our chamfer. Okay, so this is the profile, and one more okay, so this is the shock body I have. So I'll just hit Ctrl W, switch off everything, and show only solid bodies. Okay, so this I'm going to save it. So and then we have the last part, that is spring part. So I'll just go to new file and make it as a spring, and I'll just click OK. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a helix here. So I'll just go to curves, and if you can able to find the helix here, just select it. Otherwise go to menu, insert, and in the curves you can see this helix. Okay, this helix you can see here, it is coming like this, and the diameter is going to be 0.6. okay, and the pitch we should be 0.2. okay, and then the start limit is 0, and the end limit is going to be 1.1. okay, you can just click OK here. This is the one we need. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a tube for this one. So you can able to find the tube command over here. So I'll just hit tube and hit enter, and you can see here it is insert, sweep, and tube. So now let us go to this part and select the tube, insert, sweep, and tube. Okay, for this one I'm going to create a tube, and the outer diameter is going to be 045 and inner diameter is 0. Okay, click OK, and you can see this is the helix, and this is going to be our spring. I'll just hit Ctrl W and hide everything, show only solid bodies, and save this file. Okay, so now whatever that is parts that are required for to make this assembly has been created. So I'm going to create a few more part models in the suspension assembly. So once all the components are created, then I'm going to go into an assembly workbench and I'm going to show you how to create and complete as a suspension assembly. So please keep watching and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys.